ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
Today on ABC7 News at Noon, the latest from the ongoing murder trial of a Gardner man charged in a brutal attack on two friends. Plus, groups gather at the State House in support of a bill that calls for harnessing the power of the wind off Maine's coast. And we'll hear about an annual snowmobile fundraiser that has had to make a major change. Good afternoon, I'm Emma Smith, and thank you for joining us. Let's hit the ground running and get a first check at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Wednesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here we go. Winter storm warnings in effect for pretty much everywhere in pink and in purple there. That's winter weather advisories. Winter weather advisory till 7 a.m. Thursday. 1 o'clock in the afternoon for the winter storm warning because of significant accumulating snow that will be on the way. Some areas also under a high wind warning of significant wind possible in these areas along the coast, which is why there's also storm warnings up along the coast until Thursday at 1 p.m. Same with the high wind warning. Off toward the south and west, that right there is a gale warning up, and those will also last until about 10 a.m. as we head near Thursday, so plenty of advisories presently in effect. Overall, though, we're watching for clouds that are currently moving in, so we're going to be watching for our next system that's really getting its act together. For now, we're quiet, but off for the south and west, there it is right there. A lot of snow off to the south and west and rain as well. This is all going to be moving in our direction, starting off as snow and then switching over to rain. So futurecast for today, increasing clouds and snow arrives later on tonight, and overnight we'll see a transition to all rain before it starts to back off a bit as we head towards late morning. So again, a little bit of wind out there. Not too bad today, but look at this. It really increases as we head towards tomorrow, with some areas seeing gusts up to 25 miles per hour at times. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, increasing clouds, temperatures making it into the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. The trial of a Gardner man accused of murder continued on Tuesday. Dylan Ketchum is charged with the January 2020 murder of 22-year-old Jordan Johnson and the attempted murder and elevated aggravated assault of Caleb Trudeau. As the trial resumed, several witnesses took the stand, including Ketchum's sister, Elena Ketchum, and Maine State Police officials. Maine State Police Detective Mark Vieira recalled seeing Ketchum at Nielsen's Sporting Goods prior to the night of the alleged crimes, where the owner of the store, Gary Hamilton, noted that his behavior seemed strange. Detective Ferreira says he saw Ketchum wearing lime green headphones, which were later found near the crime scene.
A gentleman had walked through the front door. Mr. Hamilton had indicated that this gentleman had come in the night before, was acting odd or strange. I observed the gentleman, white male, with lime green headphones.
Ketchum's former girlfriend, Katie Haskell, also took the stand and stated that Ketchum had showed her a gun in his backpack when they were together and told her that he stole it from his sister. The trial will continue today in Kennebec County Superior Court. Justin Boucher appeared in Kennebec County Superior Court for his first hearing Tuesday morning. Boucher faces 2 charges, including aggravated assault and violation of conditions of release, and faces up to 10 years in jail. He's accused of stabbing an unidentified male 6 times in downtown Winslow on January 18th along LaSalle Street. The judge in the case denied a request for a no-contact order between the victim and Boucher yesterday.
Based on the lack of information about the other requested no-contact individuals, I'm not going to impose no contact at this time.
Boucher's bail was set at $5,000 cash with numerous conditions. He is expected to appear in court next on June 1st. An Oakland man charged with 2 counts of kidnapping had his initial court appearance yesterday. Brian Charette is also charged with eluding an officer after allegedly leading police on a chase through Waterville following the alleged kidnapping. The judge presiding over the hearing said that Charette had violated his bail conditions in the past and raised the cash bail amount from $5,000 to $10,000.
$5,000 cash bail requirement is low in my consideration with all of these new felony allegations that are pending, in addition to the prior existing case, as well as Mr. Charette's criminal history.
Charette entered a not guilty plea for the charges and is currently being held at Kennebec County Jail. A Maine lawmaker has been indicted for allegedly using fraud to secure taxpayer money for his campaign. Now the House Speaker is calling on him to resign. Representative Clinton Collimore, a newly elected Democrat from Waldoboro, was indicted in December for allegedly having up to 30 fraudulent signatures on government forms. This is the first time in more than a decade that a sitting lawmaker has been accused of clean elections violations. Legal experts say the state of Maine is facing a crisis that could destroy confidence in Maine's judicial system. Devin Dagnall has the story.
The state of Maine judicial system is searching for a solution to the shortage of lawyers willing to take on public defender cases. Recently, the state began its first public defender program, but it only employs 5 lawyers for the entirety of Maine, meaning the state is still heavily reliant on private attorneys being willing to take on cases.
Right now we're at a crisis with lack of defenders to represent people that cannot pay for a lawyer on their own.
Up until recently, the state of Maine's public defenders were all private attorneys hired on a case-by-case basis. However, the number of lawyers willing to do that has been shrinking in past years. Senator Lisa Keim of Dixfield believes the decline of willing attorneys is due to the state not offering competitive wages. She says private attorneys in the state are paid $200 to $250 an hour, as opposed to the state's wage of just $80 an hour.
And given also the backlog in the courts, the complication that creates, this amount is nowhere near enough, and we're losing them.
According to Penobscot County's district attorney, Christopher Almy, the reason fewer and fewer lawyers are willing to help the state goes beyond just the pay.
The reason they're diminishing is because the pay is not that great, but also I think that the organization that is in charge of the lawyers and what they do has started to put some significant restrictions on how they practice law and how they handle these cases.
According to Almy, the lack of public defenders has brought Maine's court system to a near halt.
Some lawyers have in fact filed motions for speedy trial and asked the judges to rule that because you didn't bring this case to court soon enough, it should be dismissed.
Almy says he's concerned as to what may happen if a solution is not found soon and individuals are released because of Maine's slowed court system.
If we have people being let out over and over and over again because they don't have a lawyer or because we can't get their case processed, those people that are let out in that manner realize that, hey, what have I got to lose? I'm not going to go to court anytime soon. It erodes confidence in the public process.
In Bangor, Devin Dagnall for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, we'll hear some political critiques of net energy billing amidst conversations of how to lower energy bills. More when we return.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainhealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Bucksport Golf Club, Bucksport Regional Health Center, Coastal Auto Parts, Dave's Auto Repair and Towing, First National Bank, and Up in Smoke Fireworks.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back to ABC7 News at Noon. I'm Emma Smith. Scientists, legislators, and leaders in the labor industry came together on Tuesday at the State House in Augusta to introduce a bill that aims to address climate change by harnessing offshore wind energy. AJ Douglas was there to learn how this legislation would affect ratepayers.
A newly introduced bill to create an offshore wind industry along the Gulf of Maine. If passed, it is expected to slow the rate of rising water temperatures in the Gulf of Maine.
An industry that will strengthen Maine's economy, provide good-paying jobs for Maine people, and continue our progress in addressing climate change.
The project would feature a floating mill turbine resembling a windmill, which is mounted on a floating structure, allowing the turbines to generate electricity.
There'll be some rate funding of these projects, and there has been all along. The long-term goal is to get to a point where rates will stabilize.
Lawrence says the project would be financed by private investors in collaboration with the University of Maine. However, costs and logistics are dependent on the size of leased turbines and ratepayers, per the Maine Public Utilities Commission.
We're going to keep using energy and going places and making things. And as an engineer, I want all of that to be possible, and I don't want to hurt the environment to do it.
UMaine project leader and student Alyssa McGlynn says projects like this are promoting other young people to move to Maine.
The excitement building for engineering careers in renewable energy in my age group is massive.
According to the president of Maine State Building and Trades Council, the Clean Energy Project looks to promote diversity and inclusion by offering unique apprenticeship programs to overlooked communities. In Augusta, AJ Douglas, ABC7, and Fox 22.
Tuesday, Senate Republicans discussed plans to introduce a series of bills aimed at reducing energy costs. The primary objective is to restructure net energy billing, which is a program that allows Maine utility customers to offset their electricity bill using energy from small renewable generators. Some Republican senators blame net energy billing for rising electric bills, claiming that consumers are paying for solar devices but are not always reaping the benefits.
Yeah, I think the only recommendations that we would be supportive of are ones that actually address lowering costs.
Other bills aim to leverage different forms of renewable energy, use grant funding to install appliances using alternative fuel, and reform the Public Utilities Commission for more transparency during bidding processes. Officials say keeping fire hydrants and vents clear of snow can help save lives in the long run. Our Matthew Jurancic explains.
Following Monday's storm, many residents were out cleaning their driveways and sidewalks. However, fire hydrants in many municipalities are still covered in snow. Orrington Fire and Rescue Lieutenant Chris Strout says fire hydrants is a town or city's responsibility, but is asking residents to help if they can.
It's pretty important to have the fire hydrants cleaned out because in an emergency, time matters. So if we have to spend time cleaning out the fire hydrants in order to get water supply.
Strout encourages joining the nationwide Adopt a Hydrant program in an effort to help keep fire hydrants clean in your neighborhood.
If you live near a fire hydrant, when you're out doing all your normal snow removal, you take the extra 5-10 minutes that it takes to kind of just shovel around the hydrant.
Firefighters also suggest cleaning out the vents at your house whenever possible.
Carbon monoxide could build up and come back into the building, and the dryers could cause the dryer to overheat, not being vented properly, and you get a couple dryer fires out of it. That's kind of known as a silent killer because you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it,
Both fire chiefs say keeping these fixtures clean is imperative to safety.
You make sure it's a nice path from the road to the hydrant, a couple feet wide.
Bangor Water District told us that they will start cleaning fire hydrants Wednesday. In the meantime, they say any help is much appreciated. In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The annual Pine Tree Camp Egg Ride is just around the corner, but this year there will be a few changes. The Charity Egg Ride is part of the Dysart Snowmobile Ride-In. This annual event has been taking to the trails since 1974, with some local celebrities loading up with eggs in their suits, raising money for the camp. This year, though, there will be a change.
Because of egg prices and egg shortages this year, we really had to make the tough call to find something else. We have always used eggs past their expiration date so that we're not wasting food product, but those are even incredibly slim pickings this year.
So the plan is to fill plastic Easter eggs with Jell-O. According to organizers, still a fun and crazy way to ride down the trails. And this year, they're bringing back the live auction with some great prizes to be won. Every dollar raised goes to the camp's open door policy for a barrier-free camp for Maine children and adults with disabilities. Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, we'll hear from Pope Francis, who recently spoke out against laws that restrict the gay community. We'll be right back.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyu.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5, 2023 Motor Trend SUV of the year.
For a limited time, lease an Ioniq for $659 a month. Hurry, offer ends January 31st. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
At the Bangor Grand Hotel and Conference Center, you will discover a new dimension of comfort. We've got newly updated rooms, suites, and a new and improved lobby. Our Blue Sky Lounge and restaurant features exceptional food, flavors, and service. We welcome the weary travelers, the sharp-dressed businessman, the overnight basketball tourney fans, and of course, families on their fun adventures. Many of our guests tell us we've become their home away from home. Moving forward is in our design here at the Bangor Grand, and we'll continue to improve on the things we do best, like exceeding your expectations.
This week on Wheel, Ebony loves a good fight.
I may not look it, but I love to see the violence, punching in the face.
But can she knock out a win? Plus, Brandon, the comedy stage hypnotist.
They relax, and then they'll pretty much do anything I ask them.
It's like being a game show host.
Exactly.
And we've got Ben.
What chicken bacon? May I buy a vowel?
Well, you have no money, so...
Dag nabbit!
You're going to be trouble, aren't you?
Well, we'll see about that.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC7.
This morning, police in Washington state are searching for answers after another deadly shooting. Authorities say a man killed 3 people in what appears to be a random attack before turning his gun on himself. That investigation launching as California reels from back-to-back mass shootings, leaving at least 18 people dead in less than 48 hours. ABC's Justin Finch with the latest.
More than 2 hours south of Seattle, another alarming shooting in Yakima, Washington.
I've got one male gunshot wound, not responsive. We got 2
deceased in the gas station.
3 dead in what authorities are calling a random attack at a Circle K convenience store overnight Tuesday.
There was no apparent conflict between the parties. The male just walked in and started shooting.
A manhunt launched for a 21-year-old suspect, Jared Haddock, who fled before police say he later shot and killed himself. Now in custody, 66-year-old Chun-Li Zhao, accused of shooting and killing 7 and injuring another at 2 farms in Half Moon Bay outside of San Francisco. Though the victims were all of Asian or Hispanic descent, police believe the attack stemmed from a workplace dispute and not hate. Zhao was ordered held without bond and is due in court today. Hundreds in Southern California mourning the 11 killed at a Monterey Park dance hall shooting during Lunar New Year celebration Saturday. The victims ranging in age from 57 to 76, including 70-year-old Diana Tom. Tom's family remembering her as a hard-working mother, wife, and grandmother who loved to dance. And 68-year-old Valentino Alvaro, a father and grandfather, his family calling his death a heart-shattering tragedy. These latest California mass shootings have pushed it up 5 slots to 26th place in a database from USA Today, the AP, and Northeastern University, tracking killings of 4 or more people in the U.S.
Pope Francis has criticized laws that criminalize homosexuality in a recent interview with AP News. He says that laws that criminalize homosexuality are unjust, saying that being homosexual isn't a crime and that bishops in particular need to undergo a process of change to recognize the dignity of everyone.
We are all children of God, and God loves us as we are, and for the strength that each one of us has to fight for our dignity. Being homosexual is not a crime. It's not a crime.
In the U.S., more than a dozen states still have anti-sodomy laws on the books, despite a 2003 Supreme Court ruling that they are unconstitutional. And now your full forecast with Devin Biggs.
Already, your full weather forecast on this Wednesday is brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go, plenty of alerts in effect. This right here is a winter storm warning into pink and outlast until about 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon because of significant accumulating snow possible. Also, winter weather advisory until 7 a.m. as we head towards your Thursday for the areas highlighted there in the purple along the coast. We'll switch those advisories off. We also have high wind warnings in effect along the coast until 1 p.m. because of strong winds that could definitely cause some problems. And along with that, though, some storm warnings up until 1 p.m. Thursday, same with a high wind warning. And one more advisory to break down. That right there is a gale warning up until 10 a.m. for your Thursday. So a lot of alerts in effect ahead of our next system that will be moving in. For now, it's the calm before the storm. Just a few passing clouds. We'll be watching for a lot more clouds as we head towards the afternoon period with this system right here that's going to be moving in. Really getting its act together right now, tracking from the south and west, going to the north and east. So we'll be watching for snow to begin and then switching over to rain eventually as we head towards tomorrow morning. So plenty to expect here with this. So here we go again. Snow and wind on the way. It starts tonight with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour at times. It'll eventually change over to all rain by tomorrow morning. And with all the snow on the ground as well and the rain mixing in, localized flooding also cannot be ruled out. So futurecast, let's time all this out right now. So snow arriving later on tonight by about 7 to 8, 9 o'clock. Then continuing overnight before it switches over to rain as we head towards 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Most of the heavy precipitation done by about 10 a.m., but still some rain showers can be ruled out. And maybe some snow showers, too, as we get on the back side of the system. But as we head towards Thursday night, a lot of the clouds will begin to break up. And then by Friday morning, a mixture of clouds and sun will greet us. A little bit of ice we're watching out for, maybe a 1/10 of an inch in some spots further off towards the north, where that transition line will be possible, though. So we'll have to watch out for a little bit of icing, but the bigger issue will also be the snow. Look at all this, maybe up to a foot of snow in the northern ends of the state before we're all finished up. And ranging further down toward the south, around 4 to 8 inches cannot be ruled out from parts of Washington County off toward the north and west by Waterville. And along the coast, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow where that cutoff line is rather close. On top of that, though, plenty of water on the way, too, in the form of rain. So this also takes into account the snowfall, too. So 1 to 2 inches of water on the way before we're all finished up. Forecast for for today. Here we go. Low 20s, mostly cloudy. Now east wind at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 19 degrees. That snow will switch over to a wintry mix. Now east wind at about 25 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, here we go. 43 degrees. That wintry mix switching over to rain. That southeast wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. A lot nicer Friday. Mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 20s. Upper 30s Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance for snow. More snow showers on Sunday. Highs in the low 30s.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
It's time to start planning that new home or garage you've been thinking about. Hammond Lumber Company is here to help, offering complete building packages with everything you need. With several options on their website and thousands of unique plans in their in-house drawing catalog. Hammond will help you make your dreams a reality. Choose your materials from Hammond's extensive showroom displays, and Hammond will deliver your order from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Start planning your new home or garage at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Welcome back to ABC 7 News at Noon. I'm Emma Smith. A Bangor company is celebrating 50 years of puppy love. Carden Kennels is a dog boarding, grooming, and daycare business located on Ohio Street. And as Jody Hersey tells us, this year marks 5 decades of caring for people's pets.
It's actually always been a dog business of some kind. There was pheasant hunting, training dogs for hunting pheasants on this property. So long history of dog business here.
In 2010, Janet Blanchard became the owner of Carden Kennels on Ohio Street, purchasing the company from Carolyn and Denny Miller, who opened Carden in 1973.
I just always had a love for animals and bought the kennel, and it allowed me to stay home. We had 3 children, so it allowed me to stay home with the kids.
It's a business where the 4-legged customers greet you each day with wagging tails and wet kisses, something that's been done now for 50 years.
The industry's come a long ways in 50 years. Primarily, we are a boarding facility. And boarding goes beyond people just taking a vacation or taking a trip. We board pets. We just had a dog here for a few days. Owner was having a surgery. It was going to be a few days before she's back on her feet. We board dogs for people who work unusual schedules.
Carrie Heitman's family, who has used Carden to care for her dogs Cooper and Charlie, says Carden has treated us really good over the years, even caring for our dog as their own while my husband was in cancer treatment.
You build a relationship with people. This isn't a quick service. They're not coming in here to buy a t-shirt and you never see them again. You know, you really need to establish where you get those relationships with customers who come again and again and again with their dogs.
Blanchard hopes the relationships that she and her staff have made with the animals and their owners will ensure repeat business for years to come. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That's all for ABC 7 News at Noon. Thank you for watching. I'm Emma Smith, and we'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a